Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today's topic is going to be the law of attraction, which is my favorite topic in the whole wide world. I'm going to try to not spaz out in this video because I get so excited when I talk about it. But basically, the law of attraction is the universal law that like attracts like. So if you put out positive thoughts into the universe, positive things will come your way. So basically, you're using your thoughts to physically manifest things into your reality. And if you haven't read The Secret or watched The Secret, you should, because that's where I learned about the law of attraction. And I think I love this subject so much because before I read The Secret, I was nowhere near a spiritual journey. Like, I was in a very lost, confused space. And as soon as I read about the law of attraction, it's just like everything clicked in my life. Everything started to make sense. And that's what catapulted me forward in my spiritual journey. People ask me a lot how I manifest because, well, you're manifesting whether or not you're doing it on purpose or not. Because we're always thinking, like, our thoughts really never get shut off. So basically, you're manifesting every second of the day, except it's on autopilot. So I guess what I'm trying to explain in this video is how to deliberately manifest, like how to attract things into your life on purpose and not just letting your thoughts just spill over each other and attract certain things into your life. Okay, so in order to start deliberately creating, you have to understand vibrational frequency. Your vibrational frequency is your overall state of well-being, your overall sense of well-being. If you feel good, then that means that you are on a high vibrational frequency. If you feel not so good, then you're on a low vibrational frequency. And you can only attract the things that are on the same vibrational frequency as you are. Let's say you're trying to attract a loving partner, a loving spouse, and one that treats you with respect and basically a good person. You have to make sure that you are vibrating on a high level so that you are in alignment with attracting that person into your life. That's why I always tell people it's not the best time to try to find a spouse or a partner when they are in a low place, because you can attract when you're in a low place, but those are not the people that you want to attract, because you can only attract people who are on that frequency. So if you're feeling some type of depression, sadness, I think the lowest on the scale might be guilt or shame, if I'm not mistaken. So if you're feeling any of those things, if you're sitting in that state of being, it's best not to try to find a romantic partner, because those aren't the people you want. Like, most of my exes are down there on that scale. You don't want them. So understanding vibrational frequency, like I said, is the first step towards deliberate creation. Now, I want to jump into how I myself personally deliberately create. So first, I have to get into alignment, meaning I have to raise my vibrational frequency. So I do that usually by, first of all, writing down everything that I'm grateful for. I write in my gratitude journal twice a day, before bed and when I wake up in the morning. And that will immediately raise your vibrational frequency. It's really hard to be in a sad state when you are observing the things that are going well in your life and writing them down. So if you don't have a gratitude journal, I suggest that you buy one. Now, the next step is to take control of your thoughts. A lot of us don't even realize, I know I didn't realize before I read The Secret, how many negative thoughts run through our head. Like, a lot of us don't stop and observe our thoughts, and we just kind of leave them on autopilot. You don't want to just be unconsciously attracting things into your life. You want to be deliberately molding your surroundings by your thoughts. So if you take control of your thoughts, then you can take control of what goes on in your life. When I first read The Secret, the hardest part after reading it was changing my thoughts. It really is a mental workout. It's like you are battling in your head with your self-limiting beliefs. For example, a lot of us have this belief embedded in us that we're not good enough or that we're inadequate. And I don't think this is a belief that is necessarily conscious a lot of the time. A lot of the time it's subconscious. We do live in a society where people do make money from advertising and getting us to buy certain things. So naturally, their marketing is geared towards making us feel like we're missing something all the time. And if not, we wouldn't go out and buy this, this, and that whenever we get the chance. So that's why I say a lot of us have this underlying feeling of inadequacy that we might not be aware of. And if this is in your subconscious mind and you're letting off thoughts of inadequacy and this feeling of inadequacy, then you are never going to attract anything positive in your life. You're not going to attract any type of success because you're constantly letting off this energy of feeling like you're not good enough. And then a lot of people wonder why they have a hard time chasing their dreams, or they have a hard time doing things in life that they love to do or that they want to do. And it's because of this energy that they're letting off of inadequacy. So when I say change those thoughts, it's not as easy as it sounds. Basically, what you want to do, okay, what you don't want to do is to just take whatever feeling or thought you're trying to change and tack the word not onto it. So if you're feeling inadequate, you don't want to flip the script and try to turn it into I am not inadequate. The universe doesn't really understand the word not. So if you're still using the term inadequate in the sentence, then you're still letting off a frequency of feeling inadequate. That's like when you're trying to not think about somebody and you're like, I will not think about them. I will not think about them. I mean, you're still thinking about them. You're just tacking the word not onto it. So don't tack not onto the things that you want to change. What you want to do is go in a thesaurus. This is what I did. You go in a thesaurus, look up whatever self-limiting belief you may have, and then look up the antonym of it. So go the complete opposite direction into the positive. So if you go into a thesaurus, the opposite of inadequacy, which is the feeling that you're not good enough, is sufficient. So you have identified the positive counterpart of your negative thought. Now what you want to do is embody that feeling. Think about an area in your life that you are sufficient in. Something that you're good at, something that really doesn't take any second thought, something that you're very confident in. And think about how you feel when you're taking part in that activity, and then you want to grasp it, like grasp that feeling, and you want to hold on to it and like stuff it, almost stuff it into your brain. So you want to repeat to yourself the phrase, I am worthy, I am adequate, I am sufficient, because it's the opposite of your negative self-limiting belief. But then you also, like I said, you want to grasp that feeling. That's what a lot of people, I feel, they don't fully do. They'll start to do the positive affirmation, but they don't try to grasp the feeling. The feeling is so important. You have to feel like it's happening. Like you have to feel like you're already there. If you don't feel like you're already there, then there's no way you can get there. Okay, so I know that was a lot. So let me recap. What you want to do is identify your self-limiting thought process, your self-limiting belief, find the opposite, the positive opposite of that belief, and then you want to embody that positivity. You want to embody the feeling of that trait. Eventually, you'll just start to naturally feel it. It's something that will just be ingrained into your head. When I first started practicing this, like I said before, it is a mental workout. It really is, because your brain is kind of battling with itself. But literally after 2 days, I remember it only took 2 days of practicing this nonstop, it became second nature. Like I just remember all of a sudden it was just on autopilot. Like I didn't even have to think about it, and positive thoughts just were bringing themselves forward pretty much. So changing your self-limiting beliefs and taking control of your thoughts is extremely important to do when you're trying to deliberately create or manifest something specific into your reality. Next, I want to mention diet, because I feel like a lot of people underestimate diet in their deliberate creation process. I began to manifest much quicker once I changed my diet. I am a vegan. And not saying that you necessarily have to become a vegan, but I mean, there's no denying the fact that after I became a vegan, I began to manifest much more quickly. There's just certain foods that you put into your body that just don't make you feel good. And your vibrational frequency is low when you're not feeling good, obviously. So when I became a vegan, I felt like my body began to feel better and I was vibrating at a much higher level, and then I was able to manifest quicker. Now, if you don't want to become a vegan, fine. I mean, can't force you, but just try to incorporate more healthy foods and maybe cut out the processed food or the fast food, because that does play a role in your ability to manifest. I mean, if you notice, the recurring theme in this is basically that you have to be happy in order to manifest. Like, you have to. I see people doing it backwards. Like, I was talking to one of my friends one time, and he was expressing how he's not in a happy place, or he's not in a happy state right now, state of mind, and he's just like, well, once I get this money, everything's gonna be good. And I'm just like, no, like, you can't get money without feeling good first. Like, he's basically saying once he gets the money, he's gonna feel good. But it's like, no, that's not how it goes. You're doing it backwards. You have to do the internal work first, because if you have a good state of mind, then the money's going to follow. Like, right mind, a lot of money, like the two go hand in hand. If you look at celebrities like Oprah, P. Diddy, Big Sean, people who have been wildly successful, and you hear their stories, it's a reoccurring thing with them. They always believed in themselves, and they always have like this positive outlook on their careers or on their goals, and then they end up reaching them. So get your mind right first before you manifest, or you're not going to be able to manifest. The next thing I want to mention is visualization. You have to be able to clearly visualize what you want to manifest. And when you visualize whatever you want to manifest in your life, it's almost like tricking your brain into thinking you already have it. Your brain cannot differentiate the difference between you actually lying on a beach and you thinking about lying on a beach. Like, your brain interprets the thought of it with actually doing it as the same exact thing. So if you can visually put a clear image in your head of what you want, then that just takes you one step closer to getting it. And even if you don't necessarily believe in the law of attraction, which I don't know why you wouldn't, it's basic psychology behind it. I mean, if you don't believe that something is going to happen, then you don't take the steps towards doing it. So if you can't visualize whatever goal is in your head, you can't visualize the end point, or if you just can't see it happening, or you don't believe it's going to happen, then you just won't get up and take any action anyway. So even if you're saying like, oh, law of attraction, that's not real, or that's not true, there's really no denying the fact that you have to have a positive mind frame to even get up and take action. Because if your mind's not positive, if you don't believe it's going to happen, then most likely you're not even going to waste your time trying to do it. Okay, so now I'll just briefly share one of my most recent manifestations, or something I manifested, I want to say like last week or a couple days ago. So basically what happened was I needed money for something. Specifically, I needed $300. So I didn't have time to wait around for a paycheck. I'm just like, I need it now. So I'm going to manifest it. So I had this old jacket that I can't fit. So I decided that I'm going to put it on eBay, and I'm going to get $300 for that jacket. So the steps that I took are basically the steps that I described throughout this video. So the first thing I did was put the coat on eBay. I mean, that's the first step. You have to take some type of action. So I put it on eBay, and then I visualized it selling for $300. So before I went to bed, I would just lay down, close my eyes, and vividly imagine the eBay, you know, the green thing that pops up on your eBay account. I don't know if you guys have one, but it'll tell you that your item has been sold. So I was picturing that notification saying that my item sold for $300, like in detail, picturing what it would feel like to have my item sell, and then what the notification would look like. Basically capturing the feeling of already having it, even though I didn't have it yet. And it didn't get any hits for like maybe 2 or 3 days. And that's one thing I want to mention too. You have to detach yourself from the outcome. So you can't be constantly thinking about what you're trying to manifest, because that lets off a vibration of desperation. And desperation means you have no faith that it's coming to you. So then in turn, it's not going to come to you. So even though it didn't get hits for a couple days, I still just knew it was going to sell. Like, I could feel it, and then I just put it up my mind and didn't think about it. And then literally a couple days later, I got the notification saying that my item sold. And when I clicked on it, of course, it had sold for $300. I wasn't really shocked or surprised by that. And something interesting happened after that, because literally the next day I got a message from someone who wanted me to do some graphic design work for them. And I'm just like, cool, I have time to do it this week. How much are you paying me? And they were just like, I'm paying $300. Some people might say that that's a coincidence, but honestly, I don't really believe in coincidences. I mean, everything to me happens for a reason, and there are some things that line up a little too perfectly for you to write it off as just a coincidence. So basically, I was able to manifest $300 twice in the same week. Okay, so quick recap, because I don't want to make this video too long. Basically, in order to manifest, you have to be in a state of gratitude. So start a gratitude journal. I write mine twice a day, like I said before. Definitely go get one of those and write in it as often as possible. You have to get into vibrational alignment. with what you want. So if you want something positive, make sure you're on a high vibrational frequency. I did forget to mention that with the coat that I sold on eBay, during the days that I didn't get any hits or the days that it didn't sell, I just made sure I kept myself really happy and positive. So any negativity I would just kind of shoo away. Like, I didn't take part in any gossip, stayed away from negative people, watch my favorite TV shows, basically stay happy. And that's really what it's all about, and detaching yourself from the outcome. So don't be constantly thinking about the thing that you want in a state of desperation. Just let it go and trust that it's going to come to you, and then it will. And I think that's what I love most about law of attraction. It's like, literally, it's a win-win situation. You think positive, you feel good, and then you get the things that you want. So then in turn, you feel even better. So I hope that this was helpful. Comment down below if you have been practicing the law of attraction, or if you've manifested anything interesting, because I like reading manifestation stories. So comment that down below, and I'm going to do a full video on different manifestation stories, because some of them are really wild. Some of them are really crazy. Like, the things I've manifested are so specific, like it's creepy almost. But I didn't want to make this video too long, because I wanted to give the overall process first, and then later on I'll give manifestation stories. So that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe if you have not already. Give this video a thumbs up if it was helpful. Make sure you share it with your friends and whoever else you think might be interested in this topic, and I will see you in the next one.